The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the emergency broadcast flickered across every screen in known space. Ambassador Melissa Chen stood at the podium, her hands trembling slightly as she read the coordinates that had just appeared on Earth's deep space monitoring system. "Ladies, gentlemen, and honored representatives," she began, her voice steady despite the fear coursing through her veins. 23 hours ago, our long-range sensors detected an anomaly in the Kuiper Belt. What we initially believed to be a rogue asteroid has been identified as something far more significant. The holographic display behind her materialized into a massive structure, angular, ancient, and unmistakably artificial. Whispers erupted among the assembled delegates. The Vraxian ambassador's tentacles coiled in distress. The Keltorian representative's scales shifted to a deep purple, the color of their species' terror. "Impossible," hissed the Vraxian. "The Guardians are myth. Children's tales told to frighten hatchlings." But Melissa knew better. As Earth's chief xenoarchaeologist before her appointment to the Council, she had spent decades studying the fragmentary records scattered across 100 dead worlds. The Guardians were real, and humanity had just awakened one. Liam Reeves floated in zero gravity aboard the research vessel Prometheus, his eyes fixed on the behemoth that filled the viewport. As the lead engineer on humanity's first deep space archaeological expedition, he had expected to find old satellites, perhaps some Cold War relics. Not this. "Dr. Reeves, the dating results are back." His assistant's voice crackled through the comm. "The outer hull is composed of materials that predate our solar system's formation by at least 2 billion years. Liam's breath caught. 2 billion years. Long before Earth had cooled enough for life to begin, something had built this and placed it in orbit around humanity's future home. The structure was roughly cylindrical, 5 kilometers long and 2 wide, its surface covered in geometric patterns that seemed to shift and flow when observed directly. "Have we established communication?" Liam asked. "Negative, but there's energy building in the core. Whatever this thing is, it's waking up." Liam pulled himself toward the control station. Through the viewport, he watched as sections of the Guardian's hull began to glow with a soft blue luminescence. The patterns weren't random, he realized. They were mathematical expressions, written in the universal language of quantum mechanics, and they were counting down. On the Council station orbiting Proxima Centauri, panic had descended into chaos. Melissa watched as representatives from 47 species argued, pleaded, and threatened. The Zarkonian warfleet was already mobilizing. The hegemony of Tal had recalled all their ships to defensive positions around their homeworld. They were afraid. Terrified, actually. And Melissa was beginning to understand why. "The Guardians were the enforcers," explained the eldest of the Vraxian delegation, her voice quavering with age and fear. "Before the Council, before the trade routes, before any of our civilizations reached the stars, they watched. They waited. And when a species grew too aggressive, too dangerous," she couldn't finish the sentence. "They destroyed them," Melissa concluded softly. Not destroyed, corrected, entire species returned to their homeworlds. Their ships dismantled, their colonies erased, their technology locked away for 1,000 generations. The old Vraxian's eyes glistened. "My people's first empire fell to a Guardian. We forgot the stars for 3 millennia. Melissa felt ice form in her stomach. "How many species were judged?" "All of us," came the unified response from every non-human delegate present. All except humanity. Humanity had never been judged because humanity had never met a Guardian. Until now. The countdown reached 0. Liam watched as the Guardian's surface erupted in cascading waves of light. Energy readings spiked beyond the Prometheus's ability to measure. And then silence. The light faded, leaving only a single beam that stretched from the Guardian to Earth, 50 astronomical units away. A voice filled the ship, not through speakers but directly in their minds. It spoke in every language simultaneously, a chorus of understanding. "Analysis complete. Species human. Technological development premature for Guardian protocols. Expected time frame exceeded by 847 years. Threat assessment pending." Liam's fingers flew across the console. "This is Dr. Liam Reeves of Earth vessel Prometheus. We mean no harm. We're explorers, scientists, acknowledged. Historical databanks accessed. Humanity observed 2,247 major conflicts in past 3,000 years. Nuclear weapons developed and deployed. artificial intelligence achieved without safeguards, genetic modification without ethical framework, preliminary assessment, high probability of galactic threat. We've changed, Liam protested. We learned from our mistakes. We have laws now, international cooperation, the insufficient. Guardian Protocol 7 initiated. Humanity will be assessed through trial of intent. Failure will result in technological regression and planetary quarantine for minimum 1,000 Earth years. Melissa received the transmission 17 minutes later. The council chamber had emptied, the alien species unwilling to risk being present when judgment fell upon humanity. Only the human delegation remained, along with a handful of observers too curious or compassionate to flee. She read Liam's report 3 times, her mind racing through possibilities. A trial. The Guardian would judge humanity worthy or unworthy to join the galactic community. But how did one prove an entire species' worth? Her communicator chimed. Liam's face appeared, haggard but determined. The Guardian is downloading human history, he reported. Everything. Wars, art, science, philosophy, all of it. It says the trial will begin in 6 hours. What exactly will it judge us on? Melissa asked. Intent. Why we reached for the stars. Why we built what we built. Why we became what we became. Liam paused. Melissa, every other species was judged and found wanting. What makes us think we'll be different? Melissa looked out at the stars, at the vast cosmic arena where humanity was about to take its stand. Because we have to be, she said quietly. We didn't come to the stars to conquer. We came to understand. We came because we looked up at the night sky and couldn't bear the thought of being alone. Is that enough? We're about to find out. The trial began not with fanfare but with a question, posed to every human being simultaneously, in their own thoughts. Why do you seek the stars? Across Earth and its colonies, 7 billion humans answered. Scientists spoke of discovery. Artists spoke of inspiration. Children spoke of wonder. Soldiers spoke of protecting what they loved. Politicians spoke of unity. Philosophers spoke of purpose. And the Guardian listened. For 3 days it absorbed humanity's response. It analyzed not just words but the emotions behind them, the intentions, the dreams and fears of an entire species laid bare. When the verdict came, it was not what anyone expected. Assessment complete. Humanity classified as unique. Threat level, moderate. Potential level, exceptional. Judgment, conditional approval. Liam exhaled a breath he hadn't realized he'd been holding. Conditional? Humanity possesses rare quality among technological species. Genuine curiosity tempered by increasing wisdom. You have made terrible mistakes but demonstrate capacity for growth. You are dangerous but show potential for guardianship. The Guardian's light pulsed, and new data flooded human networks. Star charts, mathematical formulas, energy theories centuries beyond current human understanding. Therefore, humanity is granted trial membership in galactic community. Guardian Unit Terra 1 will remain active, monitoring and protecting Earth's interests. Should humanity prove worthy, full membership will be granted in 100 Earth years. Should humanity fail? The voice paused meaningfully. We will speak again. Melissa stood before the reconvened Galactic Council, facing representatives who had fled in fear and now returned in shock. For the first time in recorded galactic history, the Guardians had not punished. They had pardoned. More than that, they had partnered. The Guardian has designated Earth as a protectorate species, she announced, unable to keep the pride from her voice. We have been given technology, knowledge, and most importantly, time to prove ourselves. The Vraxian ambassador approached, her elderly frame trembling. In 10,000 years of galactic civilization, no species has received such mercy. What did you do? What did you say? Melissa thought of the billions of human voices all speaking their truth. She thought of Liam, still aboard the Prometheus, establishing communication protocols with an ancient intelligence that had chosen to believe in humanity's better nature. We told the truth, she said simply. We told them who we are, who we've been, and who we hope to become. We didn't claim to be perfect. We claimed to be trying. Out in the Kuiper Belt, the Guardian of Earth maintained its silent vigil, its ancient systems humming with purpose renewed. For 2 billion years it had waited for its charge to reach the stars. The wait had been long, and the species that had emerged was flawed, chaotic, and dangerously clever. But they were also curious, compassionate, and capable of change. And in a galaxy that had forgotten how to hope, Perhaps that was exactly what the universe needed. The trial had ended. The real test was just beginning. And the galaxy would watch not in fear this time, but in wonder, to see what humanity would become.